Hi everybody, it's Carolyn, here to share another channeled message from the LightKeepers, a group of angelic beings I channel for your awakening support. So welcome to everybody who is new. I'm Carolyn, I'm a channel, I'm a distance energy healer, and I'm a spiritual awakening mentor. You can learn more about me on my website, purplerainhealing.com. Plus, you can go to my YouTube channel if you're not watching this here now and are watching it on Higher Self. I have a welcome video that talks about my journey and how I began channeling. And then I also have in the description box below a free video that I created for you guys so that you can learn how to treat your body better during this awakening journey. It's 6 tips on how to create flow in your body for health and wellness. So thanks for joining me today. Today's channel is really about 2 things, but they're linked. Competition, as we go through the awakening journey and gifts unfold, and coming together. And I want to talk about this because I think it's important. But anyway, so I'll give you my take on it as I always do, and then you can think about it for yourself. So let's get going on the channel. All right, here we go. The light of you together brings about the strength of one into the greatest healing love, brought about when you each understand how you are stronger together than ever apart. Only the human way brings competition into the heart, but the soul sings a song of strength when all together feel as one, not apart ever, or singularly only strong, but instead when love is brought from one into many, a healing song for all souls, is music to the ears across time. So grace yourselves to feel this unity as you gather now, knowing your hearts are of the divine, a collection of souls in time, as you bring all into the one, offering your gifts to humankind. So this channel speaks to something that is interesting, and I have actually noticed during my journey of my intuitive gifts opening up, but it also happens in general. Forget whether you ever have one intuitive gift open up, all right, during the awakening. You're still pursuing something in your life, a passion, etc., etc. What you're going to start to notice, if you haven't already, is that this competitive thing that we do in humankind starts to feel unnatural, and that it's not needed, and that we're blocking so much by having competition with each other. And again, it's really kind of an ego construct. You know, we create this, and we have a lot of competition in humankind. Think about it. I mean, sports, number one. Everything we do is a competition practically. I mean, yes, we come together to work together, but boy, does our ego get in the way lots of times if we're not recognized, if we're not, sometimes the top dog, or if somebody dismisses us or doubts us, it goes on and on. So competition is rampant. But what I have noticed during the awakening journey is it starts feeling unnatural. And I really believe it's that, and again, you're not going to banish the ego from your life. It's the ego learning to work with your higher self starting to lead, all right? Because the ego is needed in our human life. It's not about banishing, it's about working together, as I've mentioned in previous videos. But the point is as your higher self starts to leave, you're starting to feel like competition doesn't feel right anymore. It starts morphing into feeling like working together is the way to go, because guess what? Every single person has something unique. There's not one way to have to do something. There's not one better way to do something. There are unique ways of doing something. Now, in the intuitive gift world, those of us who have been blasted open by, all this, right? Which is my situation. What I have found is there can be competition out there of saying there's only a certain way to do things, and there's a recipe, and thou shalt do it my way, when I'm going to tell you right now that's not the case. There's many ways to use your intuitive gifts, or to create out of those intuitive gifts. Many have never been explored. As many intuitive gift modalities as there are individuals on this earth, because you can create anything you want. And so consequently, what has come out to me is that there is no recipe. There's no one way of doing things. We cannot say that my way is your way, because once again, there's that whole competition, the ego construct. everybody, we're going to learn from each other, but everybody's going to create out of their own heart's desire and passion and creativity. Okay? So the whole competition construct starts being broken down in a way that then starts to build up something different. And I've been able to experience this because I've been fortunate in the fact that as little as I've been online, really like being out in Facebook groups and things like that, I did start out that way, and I met some amazing people that showed up in my awareness, you know, all those lovely synchronicities that start to happen. And I started to find my tribe and joined a group of actually women at the time that were all healers. And what we did, and they talk about this, when you come together collectively, even with your unique gifts, even though you're all like healers of some kind, the power behind that is exponential. And I think there's, again, I don't know my religious texts, but I'm going to try this one. There's a saying, I think it's in the Bible, where two are gathered in my name, something like that. Point is where two are gathered in my name, in the sense of that power of coming together, all the divine sparks of us, each of us coming together, that power that is there to create out of that and to do, in our case, healing work, amps up exponentially. And as we gather together, we start seeing that each of us is doing something a little different, and that's okay. But here's the thing, even in the, and again, the intuitive, I guess I would say, you know, clairaudience, all that, clairvoyance, all that, people who use those gifts, all right, or have those gifts. A lot of us still do that thing that we do in the rest of the world where it's like, well, wait a minute, is that a real thing? How can that be? I've never heard of that before. And in the mainstream, you know, Reiki's the thing that maybe most people will know about, or some will. But when you start talking about other ways of doing healing work, you can kind of get looked at cross-eyed. But the point is what they're saying here is exactly what I've experienced. We all have our own unique gifts. We all have the modalities we can create. We all have, forget whether you're even using, you know, finding intuitive gifts right now and using them. Whatever you're doing out of your passion, your heart, you can create something completely unique. But when you come together with others of their unique abilities and opportunities, oh my gosh, what we can do for humankind. So know that every single person, you included, has something unique to offer. And you don't have to fit into somebody's mold. You don't have to fit into, you know, having somebody tell you, oh no, well, that's not right. That's not true. That can't be. That isn't. Maybe it is for you and it's working. So again, stick with it, be your own unique person, and find an opportunity when you can to come together with other like-minded souls who have their own unique abilities that are working to affect humankind, because the power in that is just exponential. So again, this is really about competition, thinking about that construct as we move forward in the awakening. And many of you are already starting to feel this and how that starts to kind of slowly ease away from our life in whatever way that is, whether it's like no longer really wanting to compete in major, I don't know, sports tournaments that you used to be in because you just like to play for fun, or, you know, maybe you're just not into sports on TV anymore, and that can happen. I mean, there's this, so I think a lot of you will start seeing this as you go through the awakening journey. But anyway, I wanted to share this with you today, and I thank you so much for joining me. And as always, reach out to me at purplerainhealing.com to connect with me on any of my services, distance energy healing, channeling, and of course, spiritual awakening mentoring. I would love to work with you. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you in the next video.